Right, guys, Leeds have just beaten Wolves by 3 goals to 2 in a massive result for Leeds, especially considering what happened in the game last night as well, putting the pressure on Leeds a little bit to get something out of this game. But first half wasn't great for Leeds when Bamford got sent off, not sent off, pulled off through injury. After 15 minutes, that looked like a massive blow because they had a couple of chances early on through Bamford. He failed to convert them, but at least he showed he was like a focal point for them. And when he got subbed off, Leeds were just very blunt in the first half, like they had no one up front to play the ball to. And yeah, Wolves got the first goal through Johnny Otto. It was far too easy for Wolves to play it through Leeds' defence, which has been a recurring problem throughout this season. The ball was pulled back by Trincao, and Johnny Otto tucked it home. Good finish, good goal, slightly bad defending. And Trincao, who actually only came on 1 minute before he assisted Johnny Otto's goal, got a goal just just before half time. Really well placed finish from the edge of the box, composed and picked his spot and nailed it. Yeah, he had a really good first half. Trincao, it's the first time this season I've watched him and been really, really impressed by him. But yeah, at that point you didn't think there was any chance that Leeds were going to come back from this, especially as they had already used like 3 of their subs by half time. One of them was a concussion one though. Click, Bamford and Llorente all went off. Was it Llorente? Yeah, I think it was. And yeah, so not good for Leeds. And then second half, Raul Jimenez got booked in the first half, and second half, ball played over the top. Meslier and Jimenez both going for it, both have a right to go for it. And Jimenez doesn't even really challenge for it. He pulls out of the challenge, but still can't help but collide with Meslier, who's cleared the ball. And they both get hurt in it. Meslier had to be subbed off because of the collision, but it wasn't anything that Jimenez could do about it, and he gets a second yellow and got red carded, which for me was a stupid decision because there was nothing Jimenez could do about it, and he has to go for it because there's a chance he could nick the ball away and score. So yeah, I think that was a really silly decision by the referee. And yeah, but then again, about 10 minutes later, João Moutinho should have had a straight red from a quite horrific tackle on Stuart Dallas. It was actually just in between the 2 goals Leeds scored. Yeah, knee-high the studs were, so he should have been off really, João Moutinho, but Jimenez should have stayed on the pitch. But yeah, on to Leeds' 2 goals. The first one, Aït-Nouri should have judged the flight of the ball better, falls to Luke Ayling, hits the post, and then has a second bite of the cherry. Connor Cody does really well to clear it off the line, but nothing they could do to stop Jack Harrison on the third attempt for Leeds. And then their second, a couple of minutes later, Dan James looping shot hit the bar, and then Wolves just made an absolute mess of it. Poor defensively from this moment, which is unlike Wolves. I think it was Romain Saiss who just had a wild swing at a clearance and completely messed that up, putting the ball back into the danger zone, and then Rodrigo managed to nip it past Jose Sá and squeeze it in from a tight angle. So yeah, poor defending from Wolves on that second goal, and the winner in the last minute from Luke Ayling Again, poor defending from Wolves. Ayling did well to head it back into the box, but then it was just a complete mess inside the box. Wolves needed to get rid of it. Ayling manages to get himself in the box and just get a shot off. Wasn't the nicest, most satisfying goal you'll ever see, but it won the game for Leeds, so I'm sure they won't care one bit. But I think there is one thing to note though. Even when Leeds did have the extra man advantage between their second and third goal, which was like a good 25-minute period at least, they really weren't that great. Wolves did create a couple of opportunities, or near opportunities, which I know you could also argue that Leeds had a few very inexperienced players in their team at this point due to injury. Christopher Clayson in goal, who I've never seen play before, and also Charlie Cresswell in defence, and who else did they have? Sam Greenwood up front as well. So it was far from Leeds' strongest team, but Wolves were still able to cause them problems, which wasn't a great look for Leeds. However, having said that, Jesse Marsch has come in and made an impact at Leeds. I've watched a couple of their games already under Marsch, and they have been a lot better. The first one I watched was the Leicester game, which they lost 1-0, but I felt they were the better side in that game. And I can't remember what else I've watched them in, but I can recall them playing reasonably well. They're still not amazing defensively, but they're not as bad, which is the key thing. And going forward, they just seem, even without Bamford on the pitch, they seem a little bit more, not like a little bit more, but a little bit less gung-ho and a little bit more strategic in how they go forward. Whereas I felt before it was just like charge at the defence and just hope for the best. Whereas now there seems to be a little bit more, theorising what they're going to do before it actually happens, like setting up the chances for players like Dan James and Rodrigo and Jack Harrison. What else? I thought Wolves, they weren't at their best defensively today. I thought Aït-Nouri and Saiss were particularly poor today. Leeds though in midfield, one player who I've watched for Leeds recently who I quite like is Adam Forshaw. I think he just gives them some control in the game, which they often don't have. I'd much prefer him to Matthias Klich in Leeds' midfield. I know Leeds fans will probably disagree with me on that, because Klich has been a massive part in Leeds getting from the Championship to Premier League and top half finish last season. He played a big part in that. But I've just been really impressed with Forshaw since he's got more regular starts this season. Obviously, when Calvin Phillips is back, he's likely to be on the bench again. But for me, he's been playing quite well recently. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to talk about. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.